Hi, I'm Sharon Haig. Thanks for joining me again. Today I want to talk to you about a concept called schedule. Scheduling is very important. In fact, right from the beginning of time, God tells us what He did on what day. He put a timeline to His actions. And this is a very important habit if you want to create success in your life. It almost reads like a diary when we first start reading the Bible. It says, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth, and everything was just a wreck. It was dark, it was formless, it was empty and void. And then it says, and God created light, and the light was good. He evaluated it, and He separated light from darkness. And it kind of reads like, that's what I did on day one. And then He moves on and says what He did on day two. And it's like He's giving just an insight into the diary of His day one, day two, day three, day four, day five. He always puts a timeline to His actions. And when He talks to us about profit and about success, He often will put a timeline and an action together. So, for example, in Isaiah 48 and verse 17, it says this: "Thus says the Lord your Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel, I am the Lord your God, who teaches you to profit, who leads you by the way you should go." So going is an action word. He puts action to it. A lot of teaching about success, about finance, about business, about profit just gives you the concepts, but it doesn't give you any actions that you can do. And even if it gives you actions, it doesn't give you a schedule of when you should do it. But God will always put a timeline to those actions. And that's how you can tell when it's good, godly profit teaching, is if it's got an action and a schedule for that. Something that I want you to do right now, if you're willing to take up the challenge, is to go and get your diary, whether it's a computer one or a paper one, and schedule in some time where you're going to work on your wealth, you're going to work on your creation, you're going to look at your finances, you're going to monitor your progress. It might be one day a month, or it might be every day. A lot of wealthy people that I know will look at their finances every day at the same time every day for the same amount of time. So some look for maybe half an hour at 6 in the morning every morning. Some might be an hour at 9 o'clock at night. Whatever works best for you. You'll know your own biorhythms and schedules and daily activities, what's going to work in best for you. But whenever it is, schedule some time. If you'll get into the habit of scheduling what you want to do, even if there's interruptions and things, you are much more likely to achieve your goals. So scheduling is a really important skill, and anyone can do it, but we have to focus on doing it so that we can reach our goals faster and easier rather than being distracted by other people's agendas. You know, when the phone rings, that means that someone is letting you know that their agenda is to talk to you right now. But you don't have to answer that phone, because that phone may not be on your agenda. Talking to that person may not be on your agenda. And if that phone call is going to stop you from achieving what you want to achieve, then it might be good to schedule in times when you're going to return calls. For example, you might say, okay, every afternoon before I leave the office, whatever time that is, I'm going to take that last half hour and return calls for people. So it's done on your agenda, not just on their agenda. Same thing with emails. If checking emails happens to you all throughout the day, and you've got a job where you don't have to check your emails all throughout the day, then it's best to just schedule one part of the day for you to do that. And do that every day, but make sure it's on your agenda, not their agenda. So scheduling is a really great skill to help you achieve success in life. Time is one of our most valuable resources. It's valuable because it's rare and it's precious. We can't increase the amount of time that we have. We all get 24 hours a day. We all get 7 days a week. It's the great leveler. But the way that we manage that scarce resource will help us in the way we manage and attract other resources into our lives. We can always get more money, but we can't always get more time. We can use our time in a way which utilizes it much more effectively than someone who's not actively managing their time. In 2 Peter chapter 3 and verse 8, it says this: "With the Lord, One day is as 1,000 years. Imagine that if your one day was ramped up, not just 365 times greater, but 1,000 times 365 greater. You take one day and make it 365,000 times more effective. With the Lord, one day is as 1,000 years. So He can accomplish much more in one day than we could ever accomplish, even if we had 1,000 years. And He can teach you how to do that. Teaching, again, is the key. That's why you need a good prophet teacher. Listen to this. In Psalm 90, verse 12, the psalmist prays this prayer, Lord, so teach us to number our days that we may gain a heart of wisdom. Notice again that it's teaching. Lord, teach me. It's a learned skill. It's not something you're born with. It's not something that you have to have any certain qualification to be better at. It's just something that someone can teach you. And that's why He says, teach us to number our days aright. In other words, teach us to have a schedule. Teach us to put some accuracy to our time, to number our days, to measure our days. And that's what scheduling will do for you. And it says that the result of that is gaining a heart of wisdom. Schedule in some teaching time, because teaching is what allows you to gain that heart of wisdom. When Solomon asked for wisdom, the Lord gave him riches and long life and honor as well. So gaining a heart of wisdom is really important for your prosperity. When you schedule things, what you are doing is giving your day, your hours, your time, your week, your life some structure. You can review the sequence of things that you need to do before you need to do them. You can plan. When you schedule something, you create a commitment to it, and you take it out of the realm of uncertainty and chaos and waste. Some people live a wasted life simply because they never schedule anything better for themselves. I hope you've enjoyed these insights on scheduling. If you'd like to know more about how to create success in your business and personal life, please view the other videos on this website or get in touch with us on our email address. We'd love to hear from you. Thanks for listening.